Do you get pain, numbness, or tingling into your fingers? Many people experience this, but they're never told how to relieve it. Pain and tingling down the arms are one of the most common things that my shoulder clients will tell me. How do I know this? Because I'm Dr. Joey Seyforth, owner of Comeback Performance and Wellness, where we've helped over 1,000 people around the world with our one-on-one online coaching program. In this episode, we're going to go over the 3 nerves that are often affected and 3 exercises to help fix it. Let's get into it. The nervous system is made up of many nerves that exit the spine, as you can see here. These nerves leave the spinal cord and are responsible for providing sensation, pain, and movement to all our joints, tendons, ligaments, and muscles in our body. Trauma or damage to the nerve has different stages. I'm going to walk you through each one here. Nerve injuries can happen for a variety of reasons, but are often from a stretch or a crush injury. So if you've landed on the shoulder or over time you haven't been getting the shoulder in different positions, it can be causing damage to the nerves because they're not able to move. Here are the 5 levels of nerve irritation that can happen. The first level is experiencing pain. If you're getting pain in various areas of your body that seems to be moving into different spots, or it can be in the same spot, it often can be contributed from neural tension going on. Neural tension is the inability of the nerve to move freely, and it causes different movements to be harder for a lot of people. The second stage is pins and needles. So if you're waking up and your fingers are falling asleep or your foot's falling asleep, this is the second stage of the progression of nerve trauma that's going on. The third level is numbness. If you find an area of your body and you're touching it and it feels different side to side, you are most likely in this phase of numbness. Stage 4 is motor loss. I'm sure we've either experienced this or seen somebody that's had this going on where they have atrophy in one area of their body. You can see some people that their tricep is half the size of their other side, and no matter what they do exercise-wise, they can't get it caught up to speed. This is most likely stemming from damage to the nerve and not addressing the root cause. Stage 5 for nerve trauma is loss of pain or temperature. I like to use the example of somebody who is a diabetic and has a diabetic foot. If they put their foot in steaming hot water or they step on an object such as a Lego, they might be walking around with that Lego in their foot for a couple of days to a week because they can't feel the sensation of it. This causes people to develop ulcers and a lot of other issues because they have that loss of sensation in that area. This is the last stage of nerve trauma that we see. If you're experiencing any of this stuff, this is completely normal. The goal is to get you from a stage 3 to a stage 2 to a stage 1, or starting at the highest stage and working your way up. Now let's talk about the 3 most common nerves that my shoulder clients are experiencing issues with. The first nerve is the median nerve. This nerve starts in the neck, works its way down the shoulder, by the bicep, into the forearm and fingers. This nerve runs through the carpal tunnel in the wrist and is often addressed with surgery for people that have carpal tunnel issues. The problem is the irritation or restriction might not be happening at the wrist, and it could be stemming higher up. This nerve is often irritated for people that are in similar positions all day, that are typing at a computer or keeping their wrists in that flex position a lot more than the usual person. The thumb, pointer, and middle finger are the fingers that can be affected by this nerve. Whether that's numbness and tingling in those areas, or a loss of sensation, or even a loss of strength in that area. We're going to go over the median nerve glide. The test is also the exercise for this. If you guys are experiencing numbness, tingling, intense pain, do not force the motion and move through ranges that feel okay. To start, you're going to have your arm in a waiter position with your elbow by your side. From there, you're going to extend your elbow, wrist, and fingers down towards the ground. From there, you're going to reverse the process and bring your arm back up into the waiter position. As you're doing this and your fingers and elbows are extended, notice any pain or tightness in where you're feeling it. It might be in the fingers, it could be in the forearm, bicep, shoulder, or even neck. You also might experience burning pain or even tingling into the fingers. This is all normal. If you are having any tension, pain, or tingling, this nerve can 100% be contributing to those symptoms that you're experiencing. To progress this exercise and put the nerve on stretch from the neck to the fingers, you can do the same exact thing, but now you're going to add a side bend away to the opposite side as you extend your elbow, wrist, and fingers. This is a lot more aggressive. Be very careful with this exercise and making sure that you're not straining your body to do it. The next nerve that we're going to talk about is the ulnar nerve. This is the funny bone nerve. If you ever banged your elbow on a table and you get that zinging sensation, or If your fingers are falling asleep at night, this nerve is often the culprit behind it. This nerve starts in the neck, works its way down the shoulder, through the inner elbow, and into the ring and pinky finger. So if you're having any fingers that are falling asleep in that area, it's probably due to the ulnar nerve being irritated. Tension in the ulnar nerve can cause the fingers to fall asleep and also make it difficult to sleep throughout the night. I'm sure you've woken up and you've had to shake out the hands because your arms are asleep. This is the nerve behind that. The next exercise is the ulnar nerve glide. Similar to before, the test is also the exercise. To complete this exercise, you're going to stand with your elbow extended and making an OK sign. From there, you're going to flex your elbow and you're going to flip your hand and wrist down. The goal is to end with your hand on your face with your fingers pointing towards the ground. A couple areas that you might feel a stretch is in the neck, shoulder, forearm, wrist, or fingers with this exercise. You also might experience tingling the more that you force the motion. Do not force these motions and cause irritation that's going to last the rest of the day. If you are having any pain, tingling, tightness, this is a positive sign for the ulnar nerve being tight and being on tension. The third nerve is the radial nerve. Also starting in the neck, moving through the shoulder, but now it moves through the back of the shoulder, through the tricep, forearm, wrist, and fingers. To test and also mobilize this nerve, what you're going to do is a radial nerve glide. You're going to stand with your arm extended and your fist open. Next, you're going to make a fist, flex your wrist down, and bring your arm behind your body. As you're holding your arm behind you, you want to notice any symptoms that you're feeling, whether it's tightness, pain, or tingling, anything like that. After you do a couple reps, if everything's feeling okay, you're going to do the same exact thing, but now you're going to side bend your head away from the shoulder that you're working on. This is putting a more intense stretch on that radial nerve, and if you're having any change by moving your neck away, it's also a positive sign that this nerve is being tensioned too much. Pain, tightness, or tingling can happen in the tricep area, the wrist extensors, or even go into the fingers on the backside of your hand. If you are having any of these symptoms, this 100% could be contributing to the pain problem that you're having in your shoulder or other areas in your arm. These three nerves contribute to a lot of pain that people experience daily. A lot of healthcare providers jump to other structures that can be affected, but if you're having tension with any of these nerves, you're not going to be able to stretch something away, get dry needling, or get scraped and have all this stuff magically feel better. It takes a specific protocol and working through everything to dose it appropriately with the nerve glides and other areas. Traditional physical therapy does not focus on these areas and is often the case why a lot of people do not get better long-term with physical therapy. Nerves love blood flow. If we're experiencing pain and we're told to rest and not get into certain positions, all these nerves do are tighten down even more. So when you're getting into these positions either later on in the day or weeks later after taking a break, they're extremely flared up because they're not used to that movement. You need to be gliding these nerves throughout the day and getting blood flow to them. I typically have people start with 5 sets of 10 throughout the day of gliding the nerves and working into the tension and kissing the pain, basically working up to the point where it hurts and backing off. You do not want to overstretch these things because this can ramp up your nervous system, put you in fight or flight, and increase levels of stress and pain in the body. The nice but also frustrating thing about nerve pain is you should get immediate feedback from doing these exercises. If done correctly, you should get some relief. If done incorrectly or stretched too far, you're going to make things worse pretty quick. Now that you have seen how to test and glide the 3 different nerves, being the median nerve, ulnar nerve, and radial nerve, let's talk about the next steps after that, because this is not just a permanent fix by gliding the nerves throughout the day. If you want a plan that's going to address all the boxes and fix things long term, you need to address the root cause elsewhere as well. The next step is to schedule an online shoulder assessment call. On the call, we're going to go through a lot of mobility, nerve tests, and other things to truly target the root cause of where you're having issues so we can develop a game plan to fix things for good and take the guesswork out of it. Too many times in healthcare, everybody's given the same exercises, and for some it might help, but for a majority of other people, it's not checking their specific boxes. Trying a few different exercises and thinking it's magically going to fix all your shoulder pain is like putting a Band-Aid on an open wound. It might do something, but the results are going to be very minimal and they're not going to be lasting. If you are ready to finally take control of your shoulder health, get your life back, eliminate pain with sleep and in daily life, text me the word pain to 720-710-45 4371 to get a step-by-step tailored approach to eliminate your shoulder pain and get you back to living an active lifestyle that you deserve. Text me right now so you don't miss out on the opportunity to get your life back and fix your shoulder pain for good. After you reach out, please like and subscribe to the channel. Please leave any comments or shoot me a message for any content that you want related to the shoulder or any other areas in the upper body. Happy to provide as many free resources as I possibly can. At Comeback Performance and Wellness, our motto is simple. We're trying to help 1 million people around the world eliminate shoulder pain, get their lives back, avoid unnecessary imaging and surgeries, and live the lifestyle that they truly want and deserve. At Comeback Performance and Wellness, the comeback is always stronger than the setback.